फादर्स डे है और हम चाहते थे कि इस दिन पे हम ऐसे फादर और सन की जोड़ी से बात करें जो सेम प्रोफेशन में है। आपने जिस क्षेत्र में काम किया है, जो आदिनाथ को विरासत में मिला, जेनेटिकली ही इज़ एन एक्टर आई वुड से, एंड यू हैव डन एक्टिंग, डायरेक्टिंग, प्रोडक्शन एज वेल एज राइटिंग। अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि आपकी जर्नी के 5 मकाम जो आपके लिए बहुत अहमियत रखते हैं वो कौन से हैं, तो आप क्या कहेंगे?
अभी तुमने कहा कि आदिनाथ को ये विरासत में मिला है। आई वुडंट अग्री विद दैट, बिकॉज मैंने ना उसको, आई मेड हिम gave him full education. He became a graduate in science, then he did his MBA with finance and whatnot. And I wanted him to be I didn't want him to come here. But child artist, as a child artist, he had acted in my film, माता छकुला, उसको लेके मैंने एक फिल्म बनाई थी, वो भी बॉम्बे स्कॉटिश में था, so he was not allowed, so I took special permission and we shot only in the month of May in his holidays. तो एक बार ऐसा है, रूल है, अनरिटन लॉ, कि एक बार फिल्म लाइन का पानी पिया ना तो दूसरा कोई भी पानी आपको अच्छा नहीं लगता।
बाद में खून चख लिया जैसी
So
बात है ना ये तो।
though he was working in some corporate office, is in a nice position, but he bounced back here somehow, and on his own he bounced back.
So he's a genetical actor, right?
Genetic.
विरासत में जब मैंने कहा तो मैं यही कहना चाहती
You
हूँ।
mean the DNA, the genes, it was in the genes, yeah.
He is a genetical actor, I would say. So yes.
और काफ़ी मकाम मेरे लाइफ में आए, जैसे द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग वॉज आई मेड द फिल्म धूम धड़ाका. दैट वॉज माई फर्स्ट बिग अचीवमेंट, दैट वॉज अ बिग सक्सेस, इट बिकेम अ ट्रेंड सेटर, एंड आफ्टर दैट आई डिड लॉट ऑफ फिल्म जो बिग हिट्स एंड वॉट नॉट. बट देन आई हैड दिस अर्ज टू गो टेक्नोलॉजिकली इम्प्रूव माई सेल्फ एंड गेट सम न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी इन टू मराठी सिनेमा. तो मैंने वो कोशिश करके फर्स्ट मराठी फिल्म इन सिनेमा स्कोप I made, that is called Dhadake. That was one other milestone for myself. Then I went on to do a digital cinema, it came little later, but before that I did Dolby digital sound, which was something very important, and I brought that Dolby into Marathi cinema. That was also another very important landmark for me, a milestone. And of course then I did a first Marathi film in 3D, that was another milestone. And then I somehow turned and diverted towards television. And television, my first serial on Star Prava, मन उदाहरण वारे से, it became a mega hit. Of course, by that time Adinath had grown up and he was already helping me. So he was a big help for me to handle this television, because that was a very big job to handle. And he was there with me that time. And since then he's been with me, he's handling his own work, he's acting also in his films. So, and another big landmark for me is a landmark which he has achieved, and that is the national award which he got for his film which he produced and directed. That was a big landmark for me. I was very much elated with that particular landmark. All my landmarks were nothing before this landmark.
How beautiful, how lovely. आदिनाथ, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगी कि जब हम बड़े हो रहे होते हैं, जब हम हमारे पिता को देखते हैं, we are kids, हमको नहीं पता है कि, मतलब हमको पता है वो क्या कर रहे हैं, बट वो काम की जो बारीकियाँ होती हैं, उसकी जो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज़ होती हैं, वो हमें नहीं पता होती हैं. तो आप जब बड़े हो रहे थे, आपने अपने पिता के बारे में क्या नोटिस किया? ऐसी कौन सी चीज़ें हैं जब आप अपने बचपन के बारे में सोचते हैं, आज भी तुरंत आपके जहन में आ जाती हैं?
It was very involuntary. It was something that was happening which I was not aware of.
Yeah, of course.
And now when I look back, and now I realize, oh, that is how I have.
हाँ, मैं वही उन्हीं चीज़ों के बारे में पूछ रही हूँ.
How I got groomed, rather.
Yeah.
Because I was born in this atmosphere, and in the house, even though we had a very non-filmy atmosphere at home, but it was there in our DNA, It was there in our, like storytelling. Like for example, the quality of storytelling, the talent of storytelling, it comes to me through Dad, and it comes to Dad through Jainma, I think.
Oh.
My grandmother.
Yeah.
She's now very old. She's now 94.
Yeah.
Now she's become really old, but she was the greatest storyteller. I remember as a child, because every night she used to put me to sleep. She used to tell me some stories, some horror stories. I mean, she used to cook stories also.
Wow.
Most of them were cooked.
And she used to tell them like their real experience. They were live experiences. So when she used always to be a heart of the party, where she used to tell her stories and kiss her. So it's that storytelling gene is very active in our family. And I think now when I look back, I think that's where it all comes from. So yeah, I used to play on my dad's sets. Like my dad ki shooting month of May mein hoti thi, when I used to have my summer holidays, or it used to happen sometime in December. And so yeah, so all my childhood vacations have been spent most of the time on my dad's set. And I used to play on the trolley, camera trolley. I used to love sitting on a trolley and moving. I used to love sitting on the crane. But in all that play, I used to also observe a lot of things happening involuntarily around me.
Yeah.
Which that time I used to not realize, oh, I'm observing, but it was slowly being seeded in. It was being inception हो रहा था मेरे धीरे-धीरे.
पर ऐसे ही एक इंसिडेंट है जिसमें ये ट्रॉली पे बैठा था और मेरा एक शॉट हो रहा था और एक बढ़िया एक शॉट था, बहुत लंबा शॉट था और ट्रॉली आती है, फिर वो कैमरा जूम होता है, फिर वो काफ़ी लंबा ऐसा शॉट था, उसमें एक डांस सीक्वेंस था एंड माई सेल्फ एंड लक्ष्मीकांत बेर्डे वर डूइंग दैट एंड लक्ष्मीकांत बेर्डे एंड माई सेल्फ somehow वो रिटेक के ऊपर रिटेक होते जा रहा था एंड आदिनाथ वॉज सिटिंग ऑन द ट्रॉली विद द कैमरा मैन एंड वॉचिंग द एंटायर थिंग एंड इतनी देर के बाद नियरली अबाउट 20 सेकेंड रिटेक, ये शॉट परफेक्ट हो रहा था. सडनली द कैमरामैन से कट. अरे इतना अच्छा हुआ था, क्या हुआ? इस सेड के कैमरा हिल गया. कैसे हिला? तो ये सोया था, सो गया ऐसे शॉट में एंड ही हिट द कैमरा एंड द कैमरा मूव्ड. इमीडिएटली ही वाज सेंट बैक टू बॉम्बे.
So there were many incidences like that. Since I used to love going as a kid with my dad for location recce. Because they used to have this tempo that time. That they used to have this Matador tempo. And Matador tempo के ऊपर there was this carrier. It was a huge carrier. वो carrier पे ये सब गद्दे डालते थे. And गद्दे पे my dad used to sit, the art director, the cameraman. And I used to love sitting on top. And they used to roam around Panhada Ghat, Kolhapur, looking for locations for songs and all. Then editing. They used to edit on Steinbeck with actual film. They used to cut and all. But I used to love going with my dad for these edits, and I used to just play around with this spool of film. But I used to unknowingly observe the edit also that used to happen. But I think
संस्कार हो रहे थे उसके ऊपर.
संस्कार हो रहे थे मेरे ऊपर. And I think that's how I grew up. That is my childhood.
You know, I'm just visualizing. आप जब बोल रहे हैं ना, तो जो आपने कहा कि स्टोरी टेलिंग का जीन, तो नरेशन आप कर रहे हो और मुझे literally I can feel, you know, that.
Then they used to have these music sittings, like there are some pictures you see Anil Mogle and all. So my dad always had a habit, and he's that one culture he has imbibed in all of us, in the company also, in my family also. That whatever he does, he takes his family along. Even when they used to have story sessions, when the script. They used to read the scripts, they used to have story discussion sessions. He used to take his wife, my mom used to be there, I used to be there. Sometimes Daddy Jinma also used to be there, my grandparents also used to be there. So it was an atmosphere, it was a very family atmosphere.
So
but
it
was like that. It was like how a farmer takes his family everywhere on the field also. Everybody's toiling the soil. Then some are doing the pesticides, some are doing this. Similarly, for us, filmmaking was like farming.
And my wife also now is very actively involved with us.
Yeah.
She is doing the costumes. And in fact, my first mega hit serial which I made, mega hit, was Jai Malhar. That was on Zee Marathi. And that was a mythological show. And it was the first mega mythological show in Marathi. And for that we needed different costumes. And that Jai Malhar, that main character, we wanted to design a costume for him. Because nobody knew exactly what kind of clothes he would be wearing. And she and her friend, Nita Khanke, they together designed it. And that show became a craze. And that show became such a big craze that even the costumes became a craze. So what I'm saying is basically what he says is right. Everybody in our family
is doing something or the other in the same field.
And we should not do it like, oh, we're doing so. It all used to be a
काम है तो कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, so enjoy it.
Yeah.
And another thing is that I consider my entire team as my family. Even my office staff and all, they are like my family people. And Adinath also has adopted that पीपल उसके लिए तो जान, मेरे लिए जितने नहीं उसके लिए ज़्यादा दे आर मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन वर्किंग फॉर हिम. तो मैंने बोला कि मेरा ये, अरे वो आदि सर का वो काम है, लेकिन मेरा क्या ऐसा होता है.
मैं ये बात कर रही थी कि जब हम पिता पुत्र के रिश्तों की बात करते हैं तो हमेशा एक वो हमेशा एक आता है कि बेटी बड़ी होती है और माँ की दोस्त बन जाती है. बेटा बड़ा हो रहा है, थोड़ा फ्रिक्शन आता है. इट्स फादर और सन के रिश्ते में एक स्मूथनेस आने में थोड़ा टाइम लगता है. ज़्यादातर ऐसा होता है, 10 में से 8 किस्सों में ऐसा होता है. आप लोग दोस्त कब बने?
मुझे लगता है कि हम पहले से ही दोस्त थे. बिकॉज वेन एवर यू इन हिज चाइल्डहुड ऑल्सो आई ट्रीटेड हिम मोर एज अ फ्रेंड. बिकॉज if I think he will also agree.
We used to
with
play
me.
tennis together.
Yeah, I taught him how to swim. Then we used to go for swimming together. Then we used to play tennis together. I wanted him to become a tennis player. वो भी थोड़ा किसी इधर ही आ गए. Anyway, but our relationship, we are like not just goody. We fight also. We fight very badly at times.
And we argue a lot.
And that he gets damn angry on me. He says, "You're not arguing. You're imposing your idea on me." I said, "This is the argument."
But there's free flow of communication. That is
absolutely right.
We are.
आखिरी आर्गुमेंट किस मुद्दे पे हुई थी? Now I want to know.
आखिरी argument happened on something I didn't tell him immediately. I told mom, I didn't tell him, and he was upset. Why you didn't tell me? I was going to tell you.
I came to know about certain things of his. What he has done. He has done one wonderful thing. He has started another company, of which my company also is a part. Means we are also major shareholders in that, but he has made it an independent vehicle, and that is called Storyteller's Nook. So it's a kind of a place where anybody with an idea can come, and we will give him the platform. That's his concept, and in that new project is now starting, and something was achieved by him in that, and I didn't know about it. Everybody knew about it. तो हमारा आर्ग्यूमेंट हो गया बड़ा. He said, "I'm sorry, I forgot." Simple sorry was enough.
What are the things that you have learned from him? Maybe consciously कुछ कहा गया हो, maybe आपने कुछ observe किया हो, जो आज भी not आज भी, but जो तुम्हारी personality का हिस्सा बन चुका है.
I try to learn something. I try to replicate that in myself. I always look forward. So my dad is a superb storyteller. When he narrates a story, when he narrates incidents, when he narrates, he actually recreates that.
Builds the entire scene.
He recreates that moment, or you actually feel like you're watching a film.
And even give background music.
I love this.
When he's narrating a film, he does that with So, and he always gets, whenever people listen to the narration, they get smitten, they're in awe of that narration, and they always tell me what a narration you gave us. So that is a compliment that I always keep scouting for. So yeah, that is something I aspire to learn and keep learning from.
But I think he has learned it quite a lot.
And I think the way his energy when he is on a set, when he's in the office, that he brings with him, the positivity that he brings with him. He's always, you'll never, on my dad's set, you will never see any.
No dull moments.
You will not see anyone in a bad mood. He makes sure everybody is enjoying the shoot. Even if he's tensed, he will never shout at anyone. He will implode, but he will, he'll take care of everyone like a family, and that is something I aspire.
ये तो aspire कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ऐसी कौन सी चीज़ें हैं जो sometimes see, as I said, हमने जब इंटरव्यू शुरू किया, आप दोनों बैठते भी बिल्कुल, it is very control C.
Probably I don't know I have learned this, but it is come to me naturally. I say, there are many things like that.
Yeah.
I think it still happens, like somebody takes the phone, landline, when I had just crossed my teens and I was just coming of age, and when the phone used to ring at my place and I used to take the phone, people used to mistake me as my dad.
That's cute.
So I think
Our voice sounds very similar on the phone.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe the way we laugh, maybe the way we.
Yes, that's
There
also
are some
similar. I just noticed
many
that.
similarities like that. Yeah. We are twins in many ways. Like that.
That's cute. मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगी कि वो एक दूसरी पीढ़ी से हैं obviously, वो बहुत कुछ उनके लिए शायद बहुत कुछ आसान होगा या बहुत कुछ नए तरीके की दिक्कतें होंगी. आप अपने बेटे से क्या सीखे?
मैं अपने बेटे से बहुत कुछ सीखा हूँ. First of all, I learned about my discipline in food, which he is imbibing on me. He telling me, no, Dad, you have not to eat after 7. For that I never followed. But he has that, he's a health freak, fitness freak, and he tries to impose that on me, and I have taken some of his. In fact, I started doing yoga because of his suggestion. He told me, Dad, yoga is something you must do. There are certain things we don't understand, but they really work. So I said, okay, let me give it a shot. And I started doing it and I really enjoyed it. So I'm doing yoga because of him. Both of us, being in the same profession now, are really very helpful to each other. Like, see, I never wanted my son to, what I'm most happy about about certain things that he has done is that he has not achieved it with my background, with my, on his own. Means you won't believe, he has made this film Pani, which got the national award. Yes. There, he went and met Priyanka Chopra. He went and met Priyanka Chopra's mother. And from there was another person there who was a creative, Rashmi Kulkarni. They did not know that he was Mahesh Kothare's son. Or rather, Priyanka Chopra didn't know who is Mahesh Kothare. First of all.
That's not true. He's too modest.
I mean, her mother did not know who is Mahesh Kothare.
Of course they knew.
But they didn't know that you are Mahesh Kothare's son.
Of course, they knew, yeah, that's okay. They knew, but still.
But then I never went.
Nobody's going to put money on a project because I'm somebody's son, but at the end of the day, yeah. So.
That's true.
And now also he has done these new projects which he's doing, his acting career which he's struggling for. He's doing it on his own. I mean, even the first film which I made with him, there also, I'll tell you, it's a very, very interesting incident that I was doing auditions for a new face. We did a film called Jivalaga. Sorry, what was the name? Vedla Vijiva. That original name was Sakhya Re, and then it was changed to Vedla Vijiva. But that film I was planning with new faces, totally a new boy and a new girl. And I was taking auditions. And suddenly out of the audition, out of the blue, this fellow comes in front of me. I said, what are you doing here? He said, I also want to give audition. Okay, give. And it so happened that his was the best. So we had to select him.
आपके फादर का ऐसा कौन सा काम है, like on screen, any particular scene, any particular film, जो देखकर एज एन एक्टर आपको लगा कि बॉस काम करें तो ऐसा करें वरना ना करें?
Dad's work as a director has always inspired me, and there is a lot. As an actor also, as a child, I used to love his film De Danadan. I used to love watching it again and again. And there are many films. Thartharat was, I think, one of the finest screenplays ever written. One of the finest screenplays in Marathi also, which he wrote himself, and it was one of the finest made films. It is in the film archive also today.
Thartharat
is
not in archive. Thartharat is in archive.
Thartharat is in archive.
Yeah.
Thartharat also is in archive.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, yes, it is there.
It is in archive. I think all his films, the characters that he used to conceive.
Zapat Leela is one of the most.
Zapat Leela, of course. Zapat Leela, but that's a obvious thing. I'm just thinking of some offbeat films, which I think Thartharat, Zapat Leela, De Danadan, Chimni Pakra was a completely different kind of a film. So these are films that, and Dad is, what I really love about my dad's work is he did different kinds of films, different genres he handled, and he was able to be successful in all different genres. He did more of fantasy, but there was Chimni Pakra, there was Masoom, which he did in Hindi, there was Jivalaga. So yeah, and I think that comes, you need to be a good storyteller. You need to be a strong storyteller to be able to shift from one genre to the other. And I think that is something that I have learned from him, I believe.
You see, I would like to mention on this point that as an actor, I don't consider myself as a great actor at all. I'm an okay actor. I mean, I don't know, I was there as an actor, I should do just as to perform. But my son is a super actor. I love his performance. He goes in the character. He's like that Amir Khan category. He really irritates the director. Especially when I was directing him, he used to irritate me by asking me questions for which I had no answers at times. But as a director, I'm one of the best. I'm telling you that. There is no doubt about it.
So आपने कहा कि आपका बेटा बहुत अच्छा एक्टर है. You already mentioned the film जिसको नेशनल अवार्ड मिला और उसका काम भी आपकी लाइफ के माइलस्टोन्स में एक है. लेकिन उसका कौन सा परफॉर्मेंस देखकर दिल भर आया?
I'll tell you, this film which he directed and produced and acted in, Pani, for which he got national award, he was so much involved in that film. Means this is something which I really appreciated about it, because we were shooting in a place called Nagdharwadi, which was near Nanded in Marathwada, and this was about water shortage and water issues were there. So naturally he wanted to shoot in a place which was actually where that story happened. It's a true story which has been filmed. So he was staying there, and there was no actual proper accommodation also. So there was a hostel which was supposed to be
this is a boys' hostel.
Which we took over, and this fellow stayed there along with everybody, so that everybody stays there, because there was no water in proper water supply. Sometimes they used to start shooting very early, so पानी नहीं था, तो वो कूलर से पानी लेके नहा के निकलते थे. ऐसा ये लोग करते थे. And of course I did not stay with that. I was staying in Nanded in the proper hotel whenever I went to visit. So after a few days, he was there for nearly, how many months you were there? 2 months.
No, we were there for 40 days.
40 days they were there. So after about say 20 days or so, I visited the shoot, and I was staying in Nanded in a proper hotel. And suddenly in the morning, there was a knock on my door. So I opened the door and I saw somebody before me. I said, who is this?
With Jiza.
He was with his daughter, my granddaughter, and Jiza I knew, but who is Jiza with? This fellow has transformed himself into that character in such a way you won't believe. Mind blowing. So I was shocked. Ye kaun hai bhai?
So we are doing this interview because Father's Day, and आप जिस तरह से हमने बातें की हैं, मैं आपकी वो दोस्ती बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है वो देख सकती हूँ. आप like I can see that you have been in his lap literally.
See,
constantly.
When you can say dosti strong है, when you actually see us fight also. That time you realize कि इनकी दोस्ती really strong है, because they fight also.
तो ये झगड़े, ये प्यार, ये हंसी, ये काम, ये सब तो चलता रहता है. इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ. और जैसे फिल्म में एक सीन आता है जहाँ पे थोड़ा इंटेंस इमोशंस, अच्छा सा सॉम्बर म्यूजिक होता है, और एक कैरेक्टर दूसरे कैरेक्टर को कुछ कहता है जो बहुत वक्त से कहना चाहता था लेकिन नहीं कह पाया, क्योंकि ज़िंदगी चलती रहती है, हम भूल जाते हैं कहना. आई वुड वॉन्ट टू एंड दिस इंटरव्यू वेयर आई वॉन्ट यू टू टेल हिम समथिंग जो कहीं पर मन में था लेकिन कहने का वक्त नहीं मिला, और कुछ जो आप आदिनाथ से कहना चाहेंगे.
Because we have had a lot of uncomfortable conversations also.
I'll tell you one
thing. In fact, my father is the person who, more than my friends, he knows my dark secrets more than my friends.
And his dark secrets are in the dark. I have told him, this thing which you have told me, please don't refer it to anybody.
Yeah. So sometimes you say how they go to the church and there is a confession box. So he's my confession box.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Describe your dad in 5 words.
Something like this. That's my dad. Fun loving. Always he loves to enjoy whatever it is. 2 more, no? A friend. Storyteller.
Storyteller. अब आपकी बारी है.
See, I am very happy that my son is, whatever he does now, he does with utter sincerity. एकदम. I am really
whatever
amazed.
it is, good or bad.
whatever it is. He does it with
intensity level and maintain.
You see, people talk about my energy and all that, but I am amazed with his energy. Because he is so active, he does so many things he's doing. He's got his feet everywhere, he's got his fingers in everything, and he wants to achieve so much things, and he wants to do so many things in his life. I pray to God that he achieves it. I wish, I don't know, at this stage of my life, I can't do much to help him in his career, because I can't make a film for him, or because I don't want to indulge in making a film anymore as a producer. I'm happy with making television shows, but he is doing a lot of web series. He's doing a lot of. He's trying to make a film. So let him do it. I'm behind him always. But the kind of work he does is amazing, and I wish he gets the returns out of that. It's my prayer to God that please give my son the success he deserves. I fight with God at times. Why are you not giving him? Because today, see, I very honestly, today you are saying no doubt the girls are crazy about him, but he has to get that one big break. He has to, because he's such a fine actor, I tell you. He's a brilliant actor, and he has not got his worth as yet. So I wish he gets that. And he gets his dues, and he'll get it, no doubt. Because a good, talented person will always work. He's always shine, he'll always come out. It's like a हवा का झोंका. एक हवा का झोंका आएगा और वो ऐसा कहाँ पे पहुँच जाएगा ना. I'm looking forward to that day.
How are you feeling after listening to this?
I'm touched. But I know this, what he feels for me, and he expresses this to me every now and then. I see it in his eyes every now and then. That he wants me to succeed. He wants me to get there where I want to go. And he's always there pushing me, motivating me. So yeah, it's a tag team that we have.
You know, he made this film, he acted in this film 83, in which he played the role of Dilip Vengsarkar. Of course, that was not a very big role, it was not a meaty role, but it was a very good role, and he performed very well. It was, Vengsarkar was the turning point of that World Cup, because he was hit on the chin, and that made everybody, you know, motivated everybody कि बस अभी fight back करेंगे. ये एक कहानी में उसने जो एक काम किया वो brilliant काम किया, no doubt. लेकिन जब मैं वो फिल्म के प्रीमियर में गया ना, तो it was a very proud moment for me to introduce myself as Adinath's father. It was something, I just loved it. I told Kapil Dev, I am Adinath's father.
It's so beautiful. I think with this beautiful story, I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
It was
Chandra.
lovely talking to both of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.